guys, welcome to the show. This is a pre-record. I'm getting lots of issues right now with the tube, so we're doing a pre-record for a little while. So bear with me. So we can't do breaking streams, but I'm going to run it as a premiere so that way you guys can chat with each other. Now, before we get started, there was this crazy video that came out of California, and I want to show it to you. You can hear the folks that are there making some comments, but it's odd. Take a look.
Like it. Actually, I don't know.
God, I can't even see it. What the hell is wrong with
No, it's straight up and down.
No, it has something on the side, Robert.
Yeah, I got a picture.
Oh,
yeah? Uh-oh, Iron Man, sorry.
Probably the
what is that?
super people. Maldakians. Might be the super people, Maldakians. It's holding its position straight up and down.
It's one straight up and down and staying that way.
You see it? Oh, yeah. You'll know when you guys see them.
It's like this looks like a person with his arm sticking out.
So this oddity looks like a hologram or something to me, but who knows? It looks like a hologram with a spacesuit on. I don't know, strange. There's lots of strange phenomenon being recorded that has lots of reasons for what it is. Not everything is some kind of supernatural thing, but that is weird, and I thought it'd be crazy to show you. So anyway, Saturday I did a video. Joe said, don't to Iran, but they did anyway, right? And John Kirby kind of replies to that question. Check it out.
Called on Iran not to retaliate, but they did anyway. What does that tell you?
Well, again, what it tells me, as I looked at last night, what it tells me is that we can make good on our commitment to defend Israel. It tells me that Israel does have superior military capability. Just think about the hardware that Iran threw into the sky and how little damage that caused. I mean, that's a real testament to how strong the IDF is.
So, yeah, I think it's embarrassing. You say don't, and they still did. Somewhat embarrassing. Now, Israel vows to exact the price after this. Now, there was some talk online because there was a report that came out and said that they would not respond. Do I have it here? I think I do. Not that one. Not Netanyahu called off retaliatory strike on Iran after a call with Biden. That was fake news because he actually is not calling it off. He said he's going to exact the price. So that only means one thing for me. But anyway, Speaker Mike Johnson, like I just showed, says he'll push for aid to Israel, Ukraine this week being put together right now. So apparently there's lots of argument because they're saying why pack these two together? Well, obviously it benefits the military industrial complex, the folks who make large sums of money. And yeah, and Zelensky says that he condemns the Iran attack on Israel and says Ukraine needs help also. And this 2-week war has been going on 2 years now. But anyway, guys, it is Patriots Day. Before I move forward, it's Patriots Day. And the battles of Lexington and Concord, which was actually the start of the Revolutionary War, is on April 19th. But they usually celebrate Patriots Day around that time period. And so today they're celebrating. So with that, I want to make a stronger you, healthier you. And I teamed up with my good friends over there at Black Forest Supplements. And we've got a Patriots bundle, we're calling it. Now, not only is this 35% off of this bundle, you get 2 berberines. Berberine is metabolic enhancement. Essentially, it helps your insulin. It does a lot of things, helps your metabolism. People get insulin sensitivity as they get older. It also has 2 bottles of NMN, which is anti-aging. Obviously, FDA is trying to pull that off the market, but it also has 1 bottle of Turkesterone and Tongkat Ali, which is a great dynamic duo for increasing testosterone increasing your natural hormone balance, so females can take it as well, increases your natural hormone balance as a female, puts all those things back in check. And then obviously testosterone is a equisteroid, helps with muscle building, metabolic function, all those sort of things. So a lot of my tribe members have been taking this, and they have seen phenomenal results, and you guys can drop a comment to tell the other folks about it. Now, this is a great cost saving, so you're getting 35% off. But not only that, one of my favorite groups to give money to is the Military Outreach USA, and we're going to give 10% of all proceeds to military, or today's sales, to this organization that provides vital support to veterans facing homelessness, PTSD, addiction, and offering them resources to reclaim their lives. It's a great organization. They're also a Christian organization, which I love, helping fellow Christians that are also supporting veterans, the people that serve this country, and they don't get a lot of support. They don't get a lot of help. And it's a hard road. Like whenever, like I've said many times, when I got out of the military, man, it was hard to get a job. Like people, you're told this story about how veterans have such an easy time getting jobs. It's not true. It's very difficult. And especially with the global war on terrorism, how many troops that actually served during that time frame, with the influx of recruitment and people serving the country, it is it's hard to get a job, you know. So anyway, going back to this gig we have going on, I'm trying to get up the map here. I've got a video here. Let me go ahead and play it.
Iran's unprecedented attack was met with an unprecedented defense. This was the first time that such a coalition worked together against the threat of Iran and its proxies in the Middle East. Even while under attack from Iran, we have not lost sight, not for one moment, of our critical mission in Gaza: to rescue our hostages from the hands of Iran's proxies, Hamas, of our moral duty to do everything in our power to bring 133 hostages back home. Hamas recently rejected the hostage release proposal offered to them by the mediators. Hamas and Iran want to ignite the Middle East and to escalate the region. We are still on high alert and assessing the situation. Over the last few hours, we approved operational plans for both offensive and defensive action. We will continue to protect the state of Israel, and together with our partners.
So you heard him. He said they're going to have offensive and defensive plans. So that means there's going to be a strike. So that false information that came out that said that Netanyahu would. Now the U.S. said that they would not. Israel could count on full U.S. support to defend Israel against Iranian attacks. He said that, but now they're backing away after Vladimir Putin said he would get involved if the U.S. gets involved. So Joe Biden said it was a win that they stopped the missiles and drone attacks. But the question was it really a win? Because if you have to look at the sheer cost of how many millions of dollars it was spent to stop those attacks, to those interceptor missiles, the Iron Dome, how many millions of dollars? And do we even know what's being reported as the truth? Is there more information maybe they're keeping concealed to the public that maybe some targets that actually get impacted? It's hard to say. But another issue that many people don't talk about is that about Israel's petroleum. Now, they bring them through tankers from just 2 post-Soviet countries. Because of their high-risk status, it is a tremendous amount of insurance costs, because the high risk, the danger of tankers bringing any goods into that area. So ultimately, these type of conflicts, like Iran, increase that premium. Ultimately, to the point that tankers deny even delivering petroleum as well as other goods because of the high risk nature of the area, essentially choking out them from trade. Now, the other thing is that the oil has dropped today because people are obviously wondering what the retaliatory strike is going to be. So it has dropped in the stock market. A lot of these things that you don't see the cost if there's not some type of actual collateral damage, but there is other monetary damage, trade damage, stock damage that happens from these type of conflicts. Now, could this also be a proxy to destroy Iran's nuclear sites? Because there's been some politicians that have called for it, and around the globe that have called to attack Iran's nuclear sites because they just became a nuclear power a few days ago. Now, could this be part of that ultimate plan? Will they attack those sites? Because if they do, this obviously will bring a tremendous amount of escalation. Now, the other thing is that there's been a lot going on here in this region for many years. This is not anything new. What we're seeing now, you've got Hezbollah, Hamas, and the other conflicts going on here. And there's tons of speculation and just commentary across the, everything that could be involved in this. We also have the Russia-Ukraine war. People say, oh, are we at a world war? Well, world war is defined by multiple conflicts in multiple regions. And we're at that point. Depending on how quickly this escalates, which it very well could, and it could quickly, and how many other countries could get involved. We also have not heard much from China, other than them wanting Taiwan. But this could allow, especially with the weakness of America, whenever the U.S. president says don't, and they do anyway, disregarding completely, it makes it seem like America is no longer the superpower. Now, a lot you're going to see on the news is essentially propaganda. And what you're seeing even on social media, because this is an election year. In an election year, there's a lot of cultivating of the narratives. And just like the last election cycle, remember how the media elevated certain information that like the U.S. was almost on the brink of social collapse. We saw rioting in the streets like never before, and all of it was amplified and blamed on Donald Trump. Well, even now, John Kirby blames Trump for emboldening Iran as Biden weather storm over don't foreign policy. It was the previous administration that decided to get us out of the Iran deal, Kirby said. So even in this situation, they're blaming Trump because Trump is obviously the one that Joe Biden will be going up against. So what we also saw, if you remember just a few weeks ago, the talks of the border, you almost hear nothing about that now because it was so damaging in the polls to Joe Biden. So now that social media content, because the mainstream media was not talking about it, but the social media content has all but disappeared. You don't hear about any of it hardly, and you don't see much YouTube videos on it because those YouTube videos or Instagram posts or what have you are suppressed. Essentially what I read through YouTube is that they have these new guidelines that basically you can't talk about anything if they want to deem it as something to restrict. They have a 4R policy, like remove, restrict, One of those things is restricting, and it sounds a lot like shadow banning. So someone, say with 600-something thousand followers, only gets less than 10% of their subscribers watching the videos because the lack of notification. For example, me personally, I follow my own channel. I will not get notified of a video, maybe at all, or sometimes a day and a half later or 2 days later. one video the other day, it was 4 days after that I got a notification pop up that the video was like it was new. By that time, you've missed the window of any kind of algorithmic boost that you may get from YouTube. And essentially what this all boils down to is candy coating things. The populace, by and large, rely a lot on social media for their news. But if there is none, what do? You look at mainstream media. Then mainstream media all are reciting the same thing. We've seen that. I've showed that in multiple instances where they've done this, where they read a script, even down to these small local news agencies, and it makes everyone think, oh, everything's okay, everything's hunky-dory. Now we have to just go ahead and vote this direction, right? Obviously to help sway public opinion. Anyhow, guys, I think that what we're seeing here is going to be critical over the next week. We're going to see whatever the offensive campaign is going to be in this region is going to be the biggest telltale of what's coming in the future, and how quickly things are going to escalate. Obviously, a lot of people are involved. Vladimir Putin, U.S., a lot of the surrounding countries here that are not aligned with Israel. And essentially, it could really pop off into something big. So I definitely would, keep aware. Obviously, we'll keep reporting it as it's happening. There's been a kind of a silence on it, as I expected. Most news, they're not wanting, because in tactical situations like this, they're not wanting to give too much information, because obviously their opponent's going to see it too. So you're not hearing a lot. Obviously, they're probably strategizing. They're probably looking at the SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. What's going to come after an offensive attack? Iran said they were done, so they're not attacking again unless they're obviously get attacked again by Israel. So we'll see how it plays out. Anyhow, guys, make sure you go get that bundle. I'll leave the link below. Help us support Patriot Organization, make a better you as well. And guys, we're going to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take care.